Yeah, Hotpoint WF, I'm going to call it instead, is flashing F05 for absolutely no reason while it's being off and not actually in a cycle at all. Anyway, also have a look at this Vestal. Not heating, very typical of washer dryers. Not just Vestals, but quite a lot. There's a thermostat down here that's resettable. So it should click, ready? There we go. So now that will work again. But it's I will kind of use it for now, but it needs checking properly for the condenser, because two things will cause that to basically go to trip. One is lack of airflow because of a blocked condenser, and two is being interrupted during the drying cycle repeatedly. In other words, somebody's used it, put the drying on, gone, this is taking forever, and paused the machine or turned it off completely, and that will always cause this to usually go. This is why washer dryers are rubbish nowadays, just because of that stat. Don't get me wrong, there was old stats on older machines, but because the tolerances were set much higher, they never really went. So yeah, let's see if this works. It should work now on drying. Well, you can it's definitely heating again, because you've got that distinct burning of dust smell coming from the machine, which is good. So I'm going to let it do its 60 minutes of drying, and then I'm actually going to then do a complete wash and dry with some towels on sensor drying, and make sure see if the sensor works. Mind you, I think I've just realised something. Is that fan running? No. I've just realised something, and that's why it's overheated. The fan's not running. I can hear it buzzing. So I need to change the capacitor. So I'm going to let that cool down. It may trip. So that's why that stat's tripped, because it's just overheated. Must have quite a hot limit though, I think. Because that's been on for 5 minutes and we can smell the distinct smell. Yeah. And that's just going to get hotter and hotter now for the next couple of minutes. So, I'll let that cool down. We'll come back to that. Right, so I've opened it up. A couple of things. This is the motor. This costs £130. And this is the main little board. It's obviously separate to the main board, so you've got the main actual washing machine module here, and the actual dryer section of the module is here, separate. Which is quite fascinating. And you know it's separate because you can follow all the wires, so you've got your 2 little red ones there, and you've got all these ones for the heater and the stats, and they all pile into there, look. Then you've got obviously the motor ones, and you've got the stat ones down there, and they pile in, and then obviously you've got a little few ones there, and they're going to connect up to the board. The trouble is though, that I haven't really found one yet, but it ain't going to be cheap, and we know that's £130. Is it worth repairing this machine then? I'm not so sure, because of course that motor, it may be fine. It just seems to be, it just takes quite a lot, and that can go on certain motors for basically till the spider or the drum bearings go instead, but it's not perfect. Is it worth repairing? No. I don't know. Don't know yet. Until I can find a price for that. I think it's this that's causing, because there is... But that being said, it's probably worth taking this off and having a look to see if it's seized. I think that's probably one of the best things to do. But for now, I'm going to put it in, back under, and I'm gonna run a 90 wash, because it's not done one yet. So even if I have to take it out or put it to one side, it's not going to rot too much. Right, so we're setting up for the next set of wash racers. So I've had this for a while, and what kept happening was the initial complaint was that it kept tripping electrics, and then I had it and it would run fine for several washes, but then would occasionally just trip out for no reason. And it kind of occurred to me that the main suppressor might be at fault. It only occurred to me maybe a few months ago. Yeah, but of course I never sold the machine, and so it's been in my possession for quite a while. And it turns out that, yeah, the suppressor was at fault. Look at that! So, yeah, we'll stick another suppressor in, and we should be fine. You can actually see the burn marks there, look. The burn marks are actually sort of festering a little bit onto the wires. So it looked a bit like carbon dust, but no, it just turns out it's probably that. So yeah, the next wash race we're setting up is that's a WAE 162. We've got a 166 and we've got a 164. So why not do a wash race between them all and see what the subtle differences are? Yeah. So we'll get the other suppressor in, and then we'll go from there. So, and just to also note is that it did end up ending some of the wash races. There's a wash race between the Miele and this, and they both obviously tripped. But I thought initially it may have been the Miele, because the Miele W487 has a slight cut right where the sealed plug is. Now, don't get me wrong, I've not actually used it ever since, but it was probably this the entire time. Right. And there's our replacement. Yeah, you can... That's definitely faulty if you think about it. That. So that's the plastic, and I think it's bulged and broke this plastic off. Ah, fit that then. Oh, that is boiling hot. Right, Bosch Classics. It's done fine. Let's put the Bosch Classic 6 and the Classic 6 per very perfect. Yeah. And I'll just put some scale in that. All three of these got different drums. Look, that's got no holes at the back, that's got a few holes in the back, and that's got all the holes at the back. Also, this is the square bodied, apparently Bailey made one. And these two are that one. But, interestingly, I've got two Bailey made ones, both with suppressor fails, and all the WAE, so I've had four WAE, five. I've had five WAE 24162s so far. Two have had, that has a suppressor fail. The other one's got, I'm pretty sure it's got a suppressor fail. I've not fixed it yet. But the drums are fine, and they're the Bailey made ones. And then I've had three, yeah, strip one, two. I've had only two. Oh, and I've had two. This style, which isn't Bailey made, apparently it's German made. Whatever. Right. They're on, leave them running. That's a nice match actually to that. Oh, it's mint. Oh, I wonder why it cooled down. Something stinks in here. Not finished, but I didn't put what do you call it? As it fills up now, so I've replaced the press switch. What was that? Filled to the first level and a second. So we've done the pre-wash level. Now filling for the main wash. We've worked. We're done. And now I've actually taken it off. Look, there is actually a tiny, tiny, tiny hole. When obviously you flex it back a bit, it becomes a bit bigger. So this will come off when we do some filming. It's quite neat actually, this does come apart. It's quite easy to see as well. Need 2 screws in the back though. Only came with 1 screw, isn't it? Remember? Yeah. The screws when they go in anything, like there, like that's in, but it's not. Right. We'll just keep going around, you know. I think I'll just do it to trigger. How high up we are. But that wouldn't surprise me. This is even on 15-minute wash. It was the same, yeah. Now we're working. Ah, someone wants it down. Straight out. And then put it onto, well, a hygienic wash. Right, finished draining, but it's oh, it's tumbling. We'll have to get a flap for it because it's obviously lost. Oh, there we go. Yeah, ready to go. Yeah, I haven't put the door band back on yet. Good. Should do really. Oh. IG8. I'll just show you something as well. If anyone's watched any of my Patreon ones, you will notice occasionally you'll get this like weird noise, and it does come from the door. Watch this. The actual door flexes that much. Wow, that's good quality. That said no one ever. Like, come on, Vestal and Hotpoint do a lot better. There's some heat radiating through it. It's pretty cool. It is nice and warm. Back to a testing day. The CDA Vestal washer dryer, which obviously doesn't work on the dryer, it's still being washed out because it still smells. The Beko, I've got this from auction. 9 kilo. Crack on the top. It's like rust patch in there. It's not broken. Oddly enough, it's not broken. The paint. You know what I mean? The paint's still there, but it's broken. It's underneath. I can push it. Look, see, tiny dent there. So it has clicked. And now it's alright, it's now locked it. Let it fill up and see what happens. Yeah. Right, just picked this Beko up off the street. It was just outside a home. It was actually completely done up, but yeah, it does actually have a problem watch. Start, ready. Yeah. So before we blow up the board, we'll go change the brushes. So yeah, that was a bit of a deceptive one. You know, I picked it up thinking, oh, maybe it's just fully working and having a new washing machine. No, it is actually faulty. But when I say they were doing up the house, they were absolutely doing up the house. There was absolutely plasterboard and everything being thrown out. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll put some new brushes in, see how we go after that. I think I've got some spares. I should do. Right, sold the machine and got this LG back. Just put it on till clean. Now, what it's apparently doing is filling up the water when it's not in use, which would suggest the valves. Although, immediately after plugging in, attaching the water, there was no issue of valve leaking, or at least not obvious. That's for sure. So, what I'm going to do is wash it out first, quite a few times, because there's quite a bit of mould in it, and leave it plugged in, attached to the water, to see if it fills with water. in the meantime. Of course, if it doesn't, then it could have been coming from the sink. But we'll see. No grinding anyway, so that's it. So the whole sensor is currently fine. Also, I think this is just a twin. It should be just a twin valve, since there's no direct fill on this. It's just a case of a traditional 3-compartment fill, which will use 2 valves. So if there is a valve, it should be quite easy to replace. And now we've switched them both on, as you've heard. So I'm going to just do a normal tuckling with nothing in to start off with, and then actually run cleaner through it. That's still heating, but we're up to about 70 on that. Take it out now. We should be able to see if there's any dripping. But the trouble is, if you've only got a tiny leak, all it'll ever do is kind of drip slowly at the back, and you just really won't notice it. There's a drip. Looks like on the main wash side. But we'll see. I think it is just a drip. So yeah, the valves probably need replacing at some point. We're going to get it cleaned out then. Everything. I'll take the door seal off. Leave it plugged in. Leave it plumbed in with the door seal off, and then we'll reattach the seal at some point. Oh, right, done. So, anyway, back in here. So, algae's done. It's turned itself off. It would do. We'll put it back onto a tub cleaner in a minute. Looks like this Becco has auto off, or standby mode. Look, yeah, got standby mode. But that needs a little wash. This is disgusting, this Becco. But all from the wash. Yeah. It's going to take some boil washing out for this. How's that? I don't know. Right, we've got a Becco WM5140. Yeah, making this is quite an old machine now. It's quite filthy, but it should still be working. It was last pack tested in 22, so where this came from, the house was being completely done up, and having a brand new kitchen put in. And I think what's happened is they bought the house and it was an old rental, hence why I think this has been pack tested. So, no kick strip. Never mind, I've got 100 mils. Yeah, put on. But to be fair, I'm going to see how well this cleans up first. This looks just like normal grime. It should just rub off, to be honest. So when you look beyond here, it's white. I think this is just general staining, and it may come off. Oh, let's see if it works. I'm just having a look at this. There is water continuously coming down. Look, it's still coming down here, and it's coming from what looks to be this backhoe. It is heated up fine. It is weird though. It's weird because it's not refilling water. It's not like it's running out. Yeah, there's definitely water coming from somewhere. Is it the LG or is it the backhoe? That is the question. There's quite a drip there, look. You see? It's coming from the backhoe, it's coming from there, look. You see? Sort of centre stage. So, I'm guessing that there's a crack in it somewhere. It's continuously dripping even after it's filled up with water. And it's hot, that water. So I reckon that rust, if it's right there, I reckon this rust has not been caused necessarily by dirt ingress. I think it may have been caused by whatever this is leaking, whatever this is causing it to leak. Still, unusual. It's not trip electric or anything. Bit of an odd one. This is nice to move actually. It's got quite a nice sound actually. press and hold. Yeah, it's press and hold. Never mind. I think the algae is warming up. The trouble is, obviously, we're having a heat shield on. It's not obvious. But still. Yeah, the backhoe's definitely leaking quite a bit. Not even like a small bit either. Look, this is getting quite alarming now. Still, I'll let it do its thing, and hopefully it doesn't run out of water in the meantime. Well, of course it's not going to, it's going to top up with water, but it's odd. Down 90, and then we'll do a 90 wash on this. Right, I may have spoke too soon about this, just a little bit. It sounds bearingy. Of course, we've still got the spare tub up at the garage, so because of the state of the cabinet and stuff like that, I may pinch the motor and actually take all this top off as well and put it onto that instead. If that's the case. Still, we'll put it on the bowl wash as normal. Because also by putting it on a bowl wash, especially with citric acid, if there's a bearingy sound, sometimes it can make it worse and accentuate it a little bit. That sounds like a bad thing, doesn't it? But obviously for me, testing wise, I want it to be a bit more obvious. So the backhoe put the garage, I did harvest for parts, I stuck it, because obviously the motor had completely gone, I wasn't too sure. I was going to take the top board off it, but then it didn't fit with the Burn 51. No, did I nick the suppressor off it? I may have done. I think I nicked the main suppressor off it. So, yeah, I'll just kind of basically rebuild this 1400 version over the top of that 12 instead. And I mean like the whole main board and wiring loom and everything, as well as the motor of course. And do it that way round. If it's the bearings, if the bearings are gone. Sometimes other things can get trapped inside, and I mean just like things like wrappers and stuff like that. can make it sound bad, but by putting a boil wash on, it can do it can melt wrappers and stuff, so you can end up destroying the wrappers and getting rid of that way. There's some heat there. I don't know what kind of heat, like heat. I think realistically, putting on a 90 watt would be better for it. So I might just do that afterwards. Right, Logic L814W16. Funny story about this. I went to deliver the dryer for a customer, and this was on spin, and it just so happened to start to get louder. After one quick look, I pulled up the drum, and this one came up slightly. I said to them that that's toast, and you need another machine. Which is obviously unlucky, because of course they've just bought a dryer to replace their old one. By the way, they don't have their old dryer, they've already got rid of it for some reason. But anyway, so she said, would it be advised then to continue running it? I said, you might get one more cycle out of it before it completely goes. And that's exactly what happened. It went from being ever so slightly like that to the bearings are fine, it's just the drum spider that's snapped. Still, it's toast. Yeah, so subsequently they got that Hotpoint WML 730. They actually washed on cotton 40, that's what they did, so not too bad, but because they're still using pods, so not great. Yeah, it's staying in the van. Just to show you what I have hauled in, yeah, we've got not one, but two more Dysons. We've got 3 Bosch dishwashers, a Whirlpool dryer that matches my Whirlpool washing machine. There you go. And a very special Service Maloney, right up there, top loader H-axis. Yeah, so all that's to come. Now, whatever this leak is, it's definitely leaking inside somewhere, of course, because it's fogging up the display, rising up that side. Well, that being said, it is coming out as well. That is warm, and it's just filling up with more water. That's being a backhoe. So this brush is actually half length, but when I pulled it out, it was actually stuck. Yeah, so it was like that, and then I just simply kind of prodded it a little bit, and hey presto, it sprung out. But I'm going to stick new brushes on anyway, because they're slightly damaged. And that's one side. We need to get the other side out first as well, and look at that. But there's your problem with it. The other problem is, I need to find brushes like that. Wow, that LG's quick. So yeah. So it appears I have got mostly replacement brushes. If you look at these are pretty much identical. So when you look at the top, this says 4-8 and these are 5-8. The only difference, the only true difference between these two is because it actually says here, you know, these are electric parts for back edge RAM ranges. The only difference is where the pin is. That pin is the same. Both of them pins are the same, but one's pointing downwards and one pointing upwards. I can't see any reason why that wouldn't work after fitting, because it's exactly, looks to be exactly the same length. Yep, pretty much. One goes up, one goes down. And yes, there is this, but all that does is line up on your motor. Oddly enough, some bush have that, and then you can't find replacements because it's basically exactly the same, just without that. There's vesicles. So there's the actual back ones, you know. The green ones had to be backer ones. Therefore, it's well up. Green, that's all. Come on, let's see what happens. You can definitely hear it now. Yeah, so yeah. Definitely leaking. Well, I go on 1400. Yeah, it's definitely hot. What bits can help me? This one is looking at for leaks. I'm hoping the leak's simple rather than the tub. Now, the leak might be quite simple after all. And strangely, yeah, it could have been saved a lot of, you know, neither. Look! It's a tiny little pinhole! Well, that's what's been causing the leak the entire time. Oh well. Guess I'll just swap it out. think this is a 32. That's a 30. I've got a 32 spare, so I'm talking obviously centimetre wide. So should be able to fit that on, and hopefully we'll be away. And that. Yeah, you can tell now. The bearings are gone on that. Oh well. I'll go and rescue the other machine then. I think that's 1400 and the bearing's supposed to be gone. That's not too bad, I suppose. But I think I'll still work with the whole other tub. Right, so the Beko, I've now put towels in, put the new seal on, and it's not leaking. Yay! I've also put the LG couple towels in. Not level it up because it might run off. Who knows? Put it on hygiene, intensive, extra rinse. It's weighed it. It's 3 hours 30. So God knows what it is with a full load. But it must do some kind of soak phase because this is all it does. It does nothing. It kind of does a half tumble every now and then. I'm guessing obviously later on it will start tumbling properly, but yeah. Great work, LG. Great work. See if this works then. Let's take a look then at this then. Let's see if this works. It's an Whirlpool AWZ 233. One for meat collection. It feels ain't too bad considering how old it is. Saying that there's quite a build up down below. It does need a proper hoover out, I suppose. Yeah, it's going to need a proper hoover out. Neat. Cool. Alright. It's getting quite deep. All that being said, that's... Oh. So that's the airflow switch. It does work. So let's see what happens. Oh. So it's coming up with chat water. It's still filling with water. See? stop filling. Probably not. Right, we're going to activate the overflow switch in a minute. Oh, this is the problem now. But water's coming out of it. I mean, how high does that flood switch have to be? Ah, weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna like hang around and see. I mean, that's even more weird. The fact that like we know this switch works here, this switch works, but it's not working. Look, it's still. You see, it's not raised itself. So I'll have to look into the pressure switch. Look at this. Right, so if you blow through it, you can see the air escaping, or you can hear the air escaping, but that may not necessarily be leaking. Sometimes, if it was kind of turned off, I don't know, mid-fill, it may have not actually shut off. Because watch. Yeah. See what I mean? So it kind of went through and then it's stopped. Almost immediately. Look, it's actually stopped now. Right. So, we'll undo it. And now, get rid of all the water. if I blow through it now, there was nothing, but now you get a little bit of something. So that's quite normal. This though is the AG6945 the 6955 valve, which wasn't letting any water in. But if you blow through it, blows like a train, right? But when you add the water to it, it'll shoot out temporarily and then stop. But then it'll continue to dribble in, even with no power. But I think once the electricity applies to it, it also can't open the chamber. So it can't. So it was filling, but taking a very long time. But that's a given, considering that it's then constantly filling. But considering that it can't shoot up the solenoid, yeah. So we'll replace that and see if it works. Oh, let's see if this works. This alliance. So I've already put the cold feed on, but it should operate fine with cold feed. So yeah. Wow, that door lock is just an electron. Maybe not. Maybe it one's hot as well. Oh no, wait. Hang on. I turn the water on. I pause it. Why is this not charging? No, that's why. Right. I supposed to cancel it? No one ever designed that, did they? There we go. Great. So we'll try taking hot first. Right, so we'll put it on 2, because it's the only one that will fill it through just cold. Colours, Superwash Plus, 39 minutes. But, if you notice now, you've got this. And from what I can gather, it's probably to do with heating, because it don't think it includes heating. And this will heat from cold. You've got 2 heaters. 2 2.4 heaters. Plus one's unplugged. So I can run on 13 amp without any issues. But once this is proven to run fine, which it should do, I will be changing out that Bosch there and actually pulling it in permanently. Well, pretty much. I also got rid of some of the detergent that's fallen out of there. These are quite a bit of water, to be honest. But anyway, we're going to mod this first. So we're going to mod the programs out. So we're going to have 60 whites, 40 colours, 60 whites, 40 bright colours, and then I'm going to change the colours to 90. So we've got 90 wash again. And then I'm going to change... It's got woolens, but I'll change delicates to 60 for duvets. Shouldn't take a lot on to heat, because it has got 2.4 kilowatt. But because the timings don't include heating, yeah. So it just clicked off, and so the timer's now started again. But it meant it's raining. Yeah, it's nice and warm actually. It's pretty cool. Oh, see if this works. Got it from auction. I've only got it because I want to put it back into Ross Racers basically. Drum seats be fine. It's full crumb though. See? Look at this door seal. It's hot. Right, I'll just top the hose over and then we'll give her a quick looking over. So the first thing it needs doing is this, because this has dropped. Don't know why. It's filthy though. Take ages to fill. That's quite a while. So we bought this from auction, since they're quite sought after actually. Not the dryer, just the colour, black. It's another DTLCE 751B. You ain't gonna see a review of this because it has nothing to do with it. That though has come off, and I'm kind of really new anyway. But I was trying to work out how it goes back on, and I can't really work out how it goes back on. Kind of goes on there. That must go on there. Oh, it does. So it kind of goes on, but then it's dropping back off. So something broke down here. Still. Right, see if it works. Now, the reason why I don't think it's going to work is because it's missing half its screws. That capacitor's on its way out. Ready? Watch. It'll take ages and then it's kicking up. So here's your capacitor. See if it heats. No, it heats. So somebody's trying to fix this and couldn't fix it for whatever reason. So they're taking all the screws, half the screws off the back where the heaters is, and not putting back to try and fix the dryer. Honestly, they're putting a big load in, which is stopping the motor from starting up because the capacitor's on its way out. Well, that's drying absolutely fine. Oh, surprising actually, that's small. Apart from this door, to be honest, should just be able to get away with trying to fix it all. This is really fine. Just need to strip down, hoover out, start again. New capacitor. What do you want? Getting there. Just near the end of the wash though. So. This is still washing. Hey! Let's do it cool down. Does. Now better answer this bucket. So I'm just going to tell you, these connections on the back are absolute rubbish. Like I've never seen it before, where an inlet valve is so badly designed. I don't get it, because it comes with its own hoses, and even they won't go on properly either. Also, really can't understand the final rinse. I think this is already on the final rinse, and it's, you know, look, it's actually filling this bucket faster than it is filling the machine. That's how bad this design is. I found the solution for my filling problem. Just put it through the drawer, because it'll fill up a lot faster by putting the hot through the drawer. Stupid machine. And you can't even cancel the program. Let's do it, man. No, it's working. And so's that. And this camera's stupid as well. Everything's stupid! And my pocket's stupid. This is doing 3 rinses, but I don't know if it's just because I selected Super Wash Plus. It might be the reason. It's on its final rinse. Pretty neat, I suppose. Give it a good scrub up and then I'll swap it over. Bosch, and put the Bosch over hip now. So I've had this Becca Pro Smart running an intensive fast wash cycle, but it's perfectly fine. Samsung's finished. This stinks to high heavens. Pretty obvious with the door seal. Ugh. Really did the door seal quick wipe out, just to kind of help, but then we'll put some citric acid in. No, I'll put some detergent in. Yeah, I'm going to try a new method, so from now on. Yeah, I know this is a bit late. This ran absolutely fine and just dried perfectly. Gonna give it a quick spruce up, and actually it runs that well that I will do a video on it.